With the preseason finally approaching, football is almost here. Here are 7 things you should keep an eye on. What's good, y'all? I'm Lou's Takes. Welcome back to another video. We back at it again, man. So let's get right into it. First thing, this is what I'm keeping my eye on as the preseason is here. The O-line. First thing is first. We're gonna talk about the first round pick, Tyler Guyton, who's having a hell of a camp. It's been pretty sick this week, so I'm interested to see some more film on him. But that first day really impressed me, and I know for Cowboys fans, this is something you should really keep an eye on. Number 60, Tyler Guyton, this upcoming season. See how he does. See how fluid his pass protection, his pass pro is. I'm trying to see how really strong he is on the run game. I know he's not going to be playing the full game, so I can't really see how his condition is like versus a full workload and how tired he gets, if it's going to wane off in the end or does he get stronger. Yeah, next thing to keep an eye on the offensive line, Cooper Beebe. I am still on this train until it dies. This is my favorite pick from the Cowboys this upcoming year. There's been reports on him. Everyone's itching and waiting, but he's still behind Brock Hoffman, and it's due to the snap issue. So I'm looking to see how true the snap issue really is. We're gonna have a live game. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a lot of reps because he's not the starter. So I'm interested to see that, even with Cooper Rush out there, or whether it be Dak or Trey Lance. I'm interested to see what Cooper Beebe is, because I believe he's the future of our offensive line. He has the power, and I'm not getting off this train. I refuse to believe that the guys in front of him are that much better. And that's another thing I'm going to be paying attention to. How far is the gap between Brock Hoffman and Cooper Beebe? Now, understand, the snap issue is very important. I don't put him out there if he can't get the snaps in order. And then I know he's transitioning from guard to center, and this is probably the most important thing he needs to get a hold of, especially with his processing. The play starts when the ball is snapping. There's so many games that the nose tackle or defensive tackles play on the center, and the best ones are that resilient, and I believe he can get better with the snapping issue with just more reps and more, a live look. Like just having live look, being in it, so it can become second nature. And he's not overthinking it, having to snap too high, etc. I believe this is going to get better with time, and I'm interested to see his improvement during the upcoming preseason games. Okay, I'm also interested to see these swing tackles. I was heated when they put Chuma Edoga back out there. They started off. I understand that we got rookies on the offensive line, but I still got that bad taste in my mouth of what he did versus Miami. But I'm interested to see what he's doing as well, like his improvement. Swing tackles are important because we don't know the health of our team. I'm also paying attention to Ashton Richards. Okay, that's the offensive line, as you know, that's near and dear to my heart. Let's go right into it. To the next thing, I'm paying attention to defense and the defensive scheme. I am very interested to see the variety in Zim's scheme. I'm already excited because I know it's gonna be night and day for what him and Dan Quinn likes to do. I blame Dan Quinn a lot for our failures last season and how we lost every game the exact same way, and especially that Green Bay game. But hey, it's a new day. I'm interested to see how he used Micah's best ability, and that's his versatility. How he's gonna be able to move Micah around, putting him on the line, having him blitz A gap, having him blitz late, having him to walk up late, having him in coverage. I feel like people who don't really watch Cowboy fans and they just say Micah, like, oh, you should just rush him every down. No, that's hindering him. And I think Dan Quinn especially got lazy last season by just having him on the line and just rush up the field and on third down move him around. Then no, put him off ball. Like, let him move around on the offense and let the offense dictate what they're gonna do off where he's gonna line up. Like, playing right into our hands. So yeah, and I'm interested to see these coverages, how he, like, for the love of God, we finally going to be able to see some, coverages being hitting and being shown late, and Zim is very much a mastermind behind it, especially his days back in Minnesota and how he was able to disguise coverages. So I'm easing how he's able to manipulate and trick these quarterbacks, especially in the preseason. He's going to be going up against a lot of young quarterbacks, so he's going to be able to take advantage of it. So hopefully he don't show his entire hand, but it's still being effective and efficient in that. Next thing, in particular with this defense, linebackers. If you've been really paying attention to the reports, man, the linebackers have been showing out this season. I am interested to see in this preseason, is this position group the source of our physicality and toughness injections? Like when we're getting beat up in the season, during the season, whether it be on the road, tough in the cold, I don't know, those winter months, playoffs, is this the group that we're going to look to literally give our defense a jolt? Because previous Cowboys teams in the past, whenever we get beat up and like that, we typically lay down. Or, and we had nobody who can inject physicality or toughness when the going gets tough on the team. We just relied, on our players to make, these plays after we didn't bend but don't break the entire game. Next, I'm just naming two guys off this linebacker core, Overshown and Liafu. I'm very excited for these two. I already made a whole video on Overshown, how he was great last year when in the preseason, and how it ended up short. I am so excited for him. Liafu has been having a hell of a man. This guy here, the Cowboys had a hell of a draft. This guy here is all over the place. And I believe he's the backup Mike behind Kendrick, so he's getting, shown. But he just has that Hafunga and Fred Warner type. Like, he has both of them. And then there was a play where he came down to fill in a run gap, and he just blew up Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith, who's our strongest offensive lineman by far, and he's as strong as an ox. And he's the intensity he plays with, and how fast he's playing with, how fast all these linebackers are playing with. It's very impressive, and I'm so glad Zim has got our linebackers playing linebacker football. Okay, I'm interested to see Eric Kendrick's leadership in live and living color in 4K on the screen. I said it before. He is the bridge. He was in Zim's scheme before. He was in the middle of it. He is the bridge of making sure everyone fully understands why we are running this scheme, when it's being called, situational, etc. And then lastly, we got a bad taste in our mouth from this guy from Green Bay this season. He had a terrible end of season, especially with Van Der Esch winning out. Don't sleep on Damone Clark. That's all I gotta say. Apparently, he has been flying all over the place. The Mike linebacker is not his position, but hell, you put him in that Sam on that wheel. Apparently, he know how to fill a gap. He's flying. I think that's his true position. If that's his true position, he is fighting for his life and making sure he's keeping that starting spot. And I'm so proud of him. So I want to see that. Damone Clark, everyone, having a hell of a camp so far. The DBs, I'm going to keep this short and brief. Kalen Carson, very physical corner. Another gem we got late round from this draft class we had. How is he going to fare against, multiple archetypes, of receivers? He got burnt on one play by Billy Johnson, but he came back, was physical, and got a pick, in the very next play in practice. So I'm interested to see in a game, game-to-game script, like when it's unpredictable, can he be the next outside corner, and can we bump Daron Bland back inside as an inside corner? Something to keep an eye on for these preseasons to come in live action. Next, running back. Who's gonna want it the most? Like Rico Dowdle? Or I'm just interested to see this run game have life, have consistent 4 to 4.6, 4.7 yards per carry. No matter who's out there, going out there, running your routes, picking up blitzers and blocks. Who is going to be? Is it going to be Royce Freeman? Is it going to be Snoop Conner? Is it going to be Deuce? Is it going to be Rico? Is it going to be Zeke? Like, I don't have anything. I'm just looking at it. I don't care who is back there next to the quarterback. I am looking at you and seeing if you're productive, because you are vital to the success of our team. Next, defensive tackle. Probably our slimmest position. We don't have much out there, but Mozzie, I am starting to finally see some good reports from this last couple of weeks, and I'm going to want to see this in live action. How well have you improved on taking on blocks? That's all we drafted you to be. Are you suffocating the pocket, pushing the pocket back in passing situations? I know people want him to develop passing moves. Look, use what you're good at and apply it to this team the best way you can. The best way you can is pressing that pocket, the interior of that pocket, into the quarterback's face, slowly but surely. That is very key, especially when you playing against dual threat quarterbacks. When the dual threat quarterback lines up back there and there's nothing open, he's looking to go out the gate. What's going to intimidate him the most if the interior of the pocket is being pressed to his face. So that means he has to escape out the long way. He can't, fire through like the A gap or B gap within the progression. That is going to be something I'm very much paying attention to, especially with the guys we have on our defense, on the edge. If you can press the pocket with a Micah rushing, imagine, Cowboys fan, imagine. And I'm also the same thing I'm paying attention to is Justin Rogers. Been hearing some things about him. He's been doing things that the coaches want from him, so I know he's going to get a lot of reps. How are you going to fare? This defensive tackle position is going to be under the microscope because everyone's been complaining. This is probably the source of everyone's worries this upcoming season, and I can't blame them. And the last but not least, the seventh thing to pay attention to on this offseason, Trey Lance. I want to see his athleticism, his playmaking ability, and his decisiveness all in live action. I can't wait to see it. So we traded for him last season. This is the only leverage the Cowboys have of paying Dak. I want to see it, Trey Lance. You didn't have a good camp started out, without the pads, but with the pads, it's been fair. How are you gonna come on? Can you pick up this offense? I want to see, I want to see it live. The playmaking aspect in general. Can you operate within structure? I know you're gonna have a lot of out of structure, haymakers. I know you're gonna have that, but if that's all you're having, I don't think you're gonna be a productive quarterback in this league. I just need to see a healthy balance. Man, football is back, and I'm so excited. Camp has been so good so far. I know there's been a silent protest going on with the Cowboys fans. They fed up. Guys still not paid, but there's some light. There is some light to this season, man. Look, thank you again for tuning into this video. If you tuned in so far, make sure you like and subscribe the video for more. Until then, we are still them boys, man. Peace.